We were born out of chaos, a cataclysmic moment of heat, pressure, and violence. Perhaps the most catastrophic event that this universe will ever witness. Fire, gas, radiation, things that in most other situations spell certain death. Yet somehow, here we stand, on the cooled surface of a once molten mass, spinning through space, riding the waves of that initial birth from the abyss. Earthquakes, asteroids, volcanic eruptions, powerful destructive forces ever so slightly and slowly adjusting the landscape, the atmosphere, the balance of the planet. Every collision and interaction, no matter how seemingly damaging, gradually designed the perfect conditions for creation. From the harshest environments one could possibly imagine, in the face of deadly predators, against all odds, life found a way. From a planetary scale to a molecular scale, we are the children of violence, built from an explosion, birthed from pain, particles attracting, colliding, bonding and separating, cells battling bacteria, propelling new life designed to survive under extreme and unforgiving conditions. Intensity, vehemence, fervor, and ferocity. Not just violence as a physical impact, but as a powerful force. Nothing new can arise without a powerful force behind it, a necessary violence that presses that new something into existence. New experiences are jarring, new occurrences unsettling, but ultimately, it is out of this violence that the hitherto unknown emerges. In the developed world, chaos isn't so much a part of life any longer, at least not physical chaos. We live busy lives full of things, but those lives unfold in relative comfort, never too far from any resource we may need or luxury we may desire. We seek comfort and safety, a sense of truth and understanding where there may be none. And we've managed to separate ourselves from the tumultuous and unpredictable environment that the rest of the animal kingdom dwells within. It's an entirely new phenomena, to be removed from the demands that shaped who we were for millions of years. Now, surviving is the easy part, but the chaos is still there, just relocated. Our chaos is internalized within our consciousness, like its own tiny universe, with endless electrical signals bouncing, colliding, and interacting. But we know very little about the nature of consciousness, other than it's the manifestation of the seemingly impossible alignment of an infinite number of variables. Just like the environments we find ourselves in, our level of consciousness is a relatively new product, truly uncharted territory. And when you listen to it, what does it say? I'm hungry. I need to go to the bathroom. Did I turn off the oven? Why am I unhappy? Is it because I'm lonely?
Why hasn't he texted
Man,
me
this
back?
computer's so slow. What am I doing
How often
here?
do you think he thinks
You think
about
he
me?
ever thinks
Oh,
about me?
she's
This is
hot,
gonna be
man.
over.
I'm just
Where's
really
the Wi-Fi?
good at
What's
this.
the purpose of it?
Really
Why
nice.
switch
When
into
can I
switch
switch
to
to
you?
Just really good at it.
How do I stop feeling it? Most of us never address the unending chaos present within ourselves. We never look beyond the noise, and for pretty good reason. It's fucking scary in there. Instead, we turn towards what's familiar, whatever can consume our attention for long enough to muffle, but never silence the rattling in our brains. Complacency is the enemy of progress. Captivity dulls our instincts, but we take what satisfies us instantly instead of extensively, and it's left us feeling disenchanted, dissatisfied, wanting, needing, yearning. We cannot survive in a vacuum. The soft surfaces and safe surroundings we inhabit inevitably leave us with a sense that something is lacking. Why do you think it feels so fresh and exciting whenever you rearrange the furniture in your living room? It's the exact same room and the exact same furniture, but it's different enough to shift your mood and perspective. There's something inherently intriguing about flying close to the sun. Perhaps it's evolutionary. Some of our greatest discoveries would never have happened if people hadn't flirted with disaster, risking their selves for the next great advancement. But none of this can happen in peaceful familiarity. The yearning must be satisfied, and it can only be satisfied with a venture into chaos. Perhaps violently, sometimes unnervingly, occasionally unsteadily, but always necessarily. It is out of the chaos, out of the fire, out of the collisions that new ideas are forged and meaning arises. But chaos is terrifying, so we flee and seek comfort in the familiar. And in doing so, we run from the very thing that is calling us to be better, to be more actualized, to be our truer selves. It is in times of chaos that the deeper parts of ourselves are revealed, parts we may never have known existed. When we challenge ourselves physically, mentally, and even challenge our very identities themselves, something emerges from the madness, something that would have otherwise remained in the void. It is in the shifting of the earth, the crashing of the waves, the eruptions and the disruptions, and the exploration of the unknown that turns that which never was into that which is. The internal chaos contains infinite potential, just waiting to be discovered if you venture far enough into the depths and onto the outer reaches of your own universe. Diamonds are formed from pressure and heat, so shoulder the weight of your own existence and willfully step into the fire. Don't seek comfort. There's nothing for you there. A challenge awaits you in the darkness, your own personal adventure. Seek uncertainty. Seek insanity. Seek chaos.